Welcome back to The Local Connection, hosted by the Givlin Gals, and we have Wes Simpson from Lighthouse Capital Finance with us today, talking to us about a heart-centered approach to find out our priorities in finance.
If you spend money and don't pay attention to it, this is the place to be to fix this problem.
Stay tuned.
Welcome to The Local Connection with the Givlin Gals, where we unravel the secrets of successful marketing with passion and purpose. I'm Jen, your guide through the dynamic world of business strategies. Welcome back to another great episode of The Local Connection with the Givlin Gals. We just had Ali from Ava Wellness talk to us about not burning out in business and jumping right to the W. So an A&W approach, we are bringing in Wes Simpson from Lighthouse Capital Finance to talk to us about heart-centered approaches to money. Oh, I don't know. I just don't even want to look, Wes, when it comes to, I don't want to feel anything about my money. I just want to, it's supposed to do whatever it's supposed to do.
Well, thank you for having us on here today. And yeah, I mean, money is can be a very stressful topic, I'm sure, as you're aware. So tell us a little bit about your story and what got you into the financial world.
So my background is automotive. So I spent about 40 some odd years in automotive. The last 30 of it was in finance. And I found I spent a lot of time working with people to ensure they could afford their payments, and found that a lot of people couldn't. So I spent, unfortunately, a lot of time, maybe not necessarily talking them out of their purchase, but helping them redesign how their budgets and stuff so that they could better afford their car and not put themselves in a position where it could get repossessed.
I don't know a single financial car salesperson that's ever done that before, so that's incredible.
Not and kept their job.
No.
And as a result, I didn't. But that's what it is. I felt, I felt I would be doing a disservice to the customer if I was putting them in a position that I knew they could not afford.
What a passion you have, just watching you, the customer-focused first passion. So what made you think that coming out into finance was going to be the thing, or staying in finance in a different fashion was going to be the thing that really connected you to people?
Well, after I got the last place let me go, I thought, there's got to be a way to help these people. And I started looking at, okay, what if I put together a program that talked about credit? And what does credit mean? How do you get it? How do you lose it? Stuff like that. And I started working on that aspect, and then I kind of had, an epiphany, and I went, it's not about the credit, it's about the money handling and the emotions behind it. And once I started digging into that, I went, that's the root. I need to go upstream and start working on the root cause of most of those problems, and money is emotional. So if we can find out why people spend the way they do, what does it bring them, what are the emotions that they're tied to, then we can start to change things and make transformation and help them get better focused and literally light their way to a better financial future so they don't have the stress that they're undergoing.
So if I am someone that's undergoing financial stress and I don't know how to handle it, and it might be too overwhelming and I've had too much, how can I take a little bit of power back? What's one thing that I can do right now to kind of improve that stress?
One of the first things I get my clients to do is you get a receipt for everything. And they laugh. I've had customers laugh, say, what if I get a gumball, Wes? I said, ask the gumball machine for a receipt. If you can't get it, take a selfie with the gumball. And the purpose of that is to slow it down, okay? Once you get the receipts and you look at them at the end of each day, although it may have only been a $2 coffee, but maybe you had 4 of them. Or maybe it was just a small lunch, but maybe it was $20. And then you can sit back and go, okay, how does this serve where I want to be next week, next month, next year? So that's the first thing I get them to do is get receipts for everything, because that's the easiest. We're in a society right now where people don't like cash, so the easiest thing I can do to start them with is get a receipt.
So, Wes, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed about my money. I don't know where it goes. I'm not keeping track of it. When I look at it, it makes me nauseous. I get upset. If I run into someone who's struggling like that, what's the best thing I can say to them about what you can do?
Well, number one, they're not alone, because I was like that. My wife and I were at that point, where no matter what we made, there was never any money. And it was, now what are we gonna do? If something comes up, we're screwed. So if you're encountering somebody, they're not alone. It happens. I mean, we were never taught finance as kids. We learned from our parents who learned from their parents. And if you managed to get really lucky and somebody had gone through it and all of a sudden figured it out, amazing. 90% of people don't, okay? And then I'd be happy to hop on a call with them, I really would. And to see where they're sitting, where they're at, to see if coaching is something that would work for them. It's not for everybody, right? There's some people that just, nope, I don't want you telling me where to spend my money. And that's great, it's not my money, right? I often ask people, they say, so what do you do? I said, okay, because financial wellness is kind of a unique field. So I ask people, have you ever heard of Dave Ramsey? And they go, yeah, I've heard of him. I said, well, I'm like Dave Ramsey, but without the hammer, okay? Dave Ramsey is a financial coach in the States, and he's hardcore, hit you between the antlers on your habits. Yeah.
It's the accountability that's important, for sure, but what I really like about Wes's approach is really that compassionate, heart-centered care, and that, you know, you need to be held accountable, but it doesn't feel like you're smacking me in the head with a hammer when you're telling me about my accountability. So it's more empowering, for sure.
Yeah, well, it's not my budget, it's your budget. It's what's important to you, and that's gonna be different with every person, okay? For my wife, she had every 3 weeks, nails. That's important to her. Not for me, right? Same as haircuts, really not that important to me. But everybody's unique. And for you to stay on task, you have to have a certain amount of personal rewards, that you reward yourself for doing a good job, right? And that's really important. It's to set little milestone markers where we did it. We got this accomplished, here's our reward. It's a bit like the carrot.
Sounds like the same approach we need to take to food. There's not good food and bad food. There's not bad money and good money. It's just how we balance and keep everything equal.
Yeah, exactly. You know, are potato chips bad? Well, if that's your sole diet, but having some potato chips in the evening, you know, watching a hockey game or a baseball game, it's whatever, right? But everything has a place.
It's beautiful, all about moderation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we found the person, they've talked to you. What does a program look like with you?
So I got a couple of different options. I run a workshop program that's available where I can put people that are young. A lot of times it's young couples just getting started and they don't understand it. It helps them get an understanding of how finance works, working with basic income, what it means, what it is. Wants versus needs, which is really critical. Okay, you got to get on the same page with that. To saving, people forget that it's important to save. Saving first is important. A spending plan, knowing where your money's going to go, that's critical. And of course, knowing what a debt is, and is debt bad? Not necessarily. I mean, like right now in most major cities, you're not going to buy a house without debt.
Right.
Okay. For a lot of people, a car is a necessity. Okay, let's look at that. And then of course, giving and generosity is so important. Okay, because if you can't give, how are you supposed to get? Okay, so we have that available. I also offer one-on-one coaching, which for a lot of people has been transformational. So, and that's huge.
I can see why it would be transformational. If we wanted to reach out and set up a time just to talk to you, how would we do that?
You can do a couple of things. You can reach out to me at lighthousecapitalfinance.ca. You can send me an email at lighthousecapitalfinance@gmail.com, or send me a text or call at 403-660-0337. And that way we can help light your way to a brighter financial future.
Well, thank you so much again, Wes, for being here and for really showing us about how we can have a better relationship with money, find our wants and our needs and our priorities, and really feeling heart-centered and empowered. Thank you.
Thank you guys for doing this. This is amazing.
We really enjoyed your conversation, and I can see why there'll going to be a lot of people wanting to come and talk to you. You just have the right approach.
It means a lot.
Next episode, we have Maria Martiniello from the Bears Paw Chamber of Commerce. She is the director, and it's kicking up steam, so you might want to pay attention. Stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of The Local Connection, reminding you that success is just a strategy away. Stay tuned for more actionable insights on The Local Connection. Until next time, thrive in your marketing endeavors.